Top 5 Worst Living Dictators. Number 5. Crown Prince Abdullah, Saudi Arabia. Crown Prince Abdullah has been the acting leader of Saudi Arabia since his half-brother, King Fahd, suffered a stroke in 1995. Saudi Arabia is one of the only nations that holds no elections whatsoever. The royal family has promised municipal elections soon but has not announced whether women will be allowed to vote. In fact, it is forbidden for unrelated Saudis of the opposite sex to appear in public together, even inside a taxi. Women are not allowed to testify on their own behalf in divorce proceedings and, in all court cases, the testimony of a man is equal to that of 2 women. According to the U.S. State Department, Saudi Arabia continues to engage in arbitrary arrest and torture. During a human rights conference in 1995, Saudi authorities arrested non-violent protesters who were calling for freedom of expression. Some were later flogged, the usual punishment for alleged political and religious offenses. In a very unusual show of power, the religious forbade children from playing with Barbie dolls, which they dubbed Jewish dolls that are symbols of decadence of the perverted West. Number 4. Robert Mugabe, Zimbabwe. Mugabe began his reign with widespread international and national support. After leading a successful anti-colonial war of liberation, he was elected independent Zimbabwe's first president, but over the years he has displayed increasingly dictatorial tendencies. According to Amnesty International, in 2002 alone, Mugabe's government killed or tortured 70,000 people. Unemployment is above 70% and inflation 500%. Mugabe has been accused of blocking the delivery of food aid to groups and areas that support the main opposition party. He has continued to hold elections, but has restricted the opposition's ability to campaign and has shut down media that do not support him. When opposition leader Morgan Tsvangirai won 42% of the vote, Mugabe had him arrested and charged with treason. Mugabe has also confiscated farms owned by white people and turned them over to his supporters. Number 3. Hu Jintao, China. Trained as a hydraulic engineer, Hu Jintao joined the Communist Party in 1964 and spent the next 38 years working his way up the hierarchy. While serving as party secretary of Tibet, he did not hesitate to administer martial law and to oversee the killing of unarmed demonstrators. Now that he is General Secretary of the Communist Party of China, Hu, although not all-powerful, is the leader of an unusually repressive regime. The Communist Party still controls all media, and uses 40,000 internet security agents to monitor online use. More than 200,000 Chinese are serving re-education sentences in labor camps and China performs more than 4,000 executions every year, more than all of the other nations of the world combined, and many of them are for non-violent crimes. Number 2. Then Shui, Burma. General Then Shui has survived a power struggle to emerge as the sole leader of Burma's military dictatorship. Because of his hardline views, he has taken an already bad human rights situation to an even worse level. Burma has more child soldiers than any country in the world and the Burmese regime continues to kidnap citizens to force them to serve as porters for the military in conflicts against non-Burmese ethnic groups. In 1990 the party of Nobel Peace Prize winner Aung San Suu Kyi won 80% of the vote in an open election. The military cancelled the results. Suu Kyi has spent most of the years since then under house arrest. On May 31, 2003 hired thugs attacked Suu Kyi's motorcade, killing several of her supporters and arresting dozens of others including Suu Kyi herself. She was a very private figure, preferring to work behind the scenes. Consequently, even the Burmese people know very little about him. Number 1. Kim Jong-il, North Korea. The amount of debate over the recent nuclear weapons development in North Korea has managed to deflect people from the fact that Kim's government represses its people more completely than any other living dictator. North Korea has, for the last 31 years, been at the bottom of the Freedom House ranking for political rights and civil liberties. It is also ranks last in the Reporters Without Borders ranking of press freedom. The U.S. Committee for Human Rights estimates that there are approximately 150,000 Koreans performing forced labor in prison camps for political dissenters and their families. Contrary to popular belief, Kim Jong-il is actually a very clever and efficient manipulator of his people. He is also the author of the books on the art of the cinema, and on the art of opera.